Hey guys, so this is discussion for video reflection over Obama's plan to make community colleges free. So basically, there was a lot in this module, but it kind of forced me to think about things which aren't so comfortable to talk about as far as finances go, and to imagine myself in tough financial situations. I did play the spent game that was on the module, and I actually ran out of money on day 7. So I did it a couple other times and went further than that, but that was kind of an eye opener for sure. And I feel like a lot of people should participate in something like that. So, in light of Obama's proposal, I'm actually glad that we're talking about this because this has been something that I've actually been following working at a community college. It's been talked about, of course, throughout our office because of the impact it could have on our institution. And also, I do help manage our blog, and several of the topics that I've posted about has been about his proposal for this. So, personally, I have really mixed emotions about the issue. I see both the pros and the cons. Um, to reflect on the video about the community college debate, student loans, and rising tuition, they gave the statistics on California. Most all of the panel was from, worked at schools in California. The statistics were pretty astounding about the graduation rates and the length of time it takes to complete a degree. And they even said that this was actually pretty low on the national level, which is just kind of not good. One panelist was asked if he thought that community colleges being free would stray students from completing their 4-year degree, and he said that he didn't see it being a factor, and I agree with him. I think, if anything, that free community college would only entice students to complete their degree. If protocol is followed as it should be, then the students will have to maintain a certain GPA to remain eligible anyway. Um, and although practices may be in place on an individual institution basis to prevent students from receiving financial aid, like if they don't maintain a certain GPA, then they can get put on exclusion or something like that. This is often where students might drop out and not come back because they can't afford it. So, if the tuition is free, then they may be more likely to perform better, knowing that such an opportunity should be fully embraced and taken advantage of. In their mind, they may think that they have to perform well so that their schooling can be paid for. And then others, too, who may be intelligent and ready for college but can't afford it, would be able to go. I also think that allowing it to be free would do away with some of the spamming of federal funds that I think takes place. I don't have enough research on this to really back my claims, but just based on what I've seen, there's a lot of cases where students are more concerned about their refund checks and awarded aid than they are about their actual classes. They don't even do the work. They usually drop out or withdraw or anything like that. So basically, they use it as a crutch to get funding when they have no actual intent of completing a degree. A few other points which I agree with. The guy who said that we should try to bridge the gap and solve the issues early on, such as at the high school level. He recommended requiring a year of dual enrollment or doing more college preparatory work so that all of the remedial classes won't be required once in college. I'm a firm supporter of this, especially in Georgia. We now have the Move On When Ready program, and it is free. So a student would be, just out of their mind, in my opinion, to not want to participate in it and get some credits out of the way and save money. And I think with that being in place now, there will be more students who will be doing dual enrollment, and you still do have to meet all the regular admissions requirements, but it does give students a chance to go ahead and get their feet wet in that aspect. Another topic that they talked about is when it comes to students not meeting the needs of their employers and being prepared for the workplace. I do agree that there should be more done in aligning with businesses and the economy about what is expected of students once in the workplace, not just at the technical college level. I know Obama has a plan for the tech schools, but that's kind of already a trade thing anyway. So I feel like in a setting where you have your core curriculum, it's more of like a liberal arts or something, a school of that caliber, you do still need more requirements for internships and apprenticeships and more hand-in-hand correlation learning at the community college level, which will mirror what employers are looking for. I also, one of the things that I picked up on is I'm not sure that a panelist from the state of California was the best people to ask about this, because they acted like even if it passes, they'll probably opt out, simply because their rates are already so low and most struggling students end up attending for free anyway. I do think I agree with them in that it should be left up to the state whether or not they want to participate. I don't think that the federal government should have a say-so over a state's wanting to not do that or do that, because, I mean, it's about their commerce, their economy. You know, it still kind of functions in itself alone, even though it's part of, the federal government. So I think it should be left up to the state. And anyway, where was I? Okay, so back to California, but they were saying that, their rates are already low. Most people already go for free anyway. That may be true for them, but I don't see how it's true for all the states, including Georgia. Um, and some cities and states do already have these plans, such as Chicago and the state of Tennessee. So it's clear that there is a need and favor out there somewhere for it. It's all still pretty new, so there's not, a whole lot of feedback on it yet. But ultimately, I'm torn. I can see both pros and cons, and I would really just need to do more research before I, gave a great opinion. I've never believed in a socialist type of agenda, but I do think that everyone, if they're willing and able, do deserve a chance to go to college. I don't think everyone is made for college. But if the end result would be better graduation rates, better retention, and overall better employers, then I'm all for it. Or employees, excuse me. However, I do think that the plan needs a good bit of work before it goes into action. Definitely, he needs to add more detail. Like I said, the state should be left with a lot of the power in the curriculum decisions and matching up to local economic needs. But there should also be an overall understanding nationwide of what is required, expected, needed, etc. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you have had a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.